Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Yes, I am still dressed like Harley Quinn because it is still like the same time of day and I'm still going to see Suicide Squad tonight. I'm so excited. And I have another movie review for you guys. And this time, wait, what did I just do? Okay, well, let's go with Ghostbusters. We're gonna do a Ghostbusters review right now. So I went to go see Ghostbusters last week, actually, when we had our $5 movie Tuesdays. And I don't know, okay, so leading up to it, I did not watch any trailers. I'd heard about the movie, I'd heard some reviews, I'd heard like both sides of the spectrum, you know, like, oh my god, I hate this movie, they're just like copying the original but doing it in a really bad way. Then I'd also heard like, oh my gosh, I love it, you know, like this girl team, like female power, go, you guys are great. So like I've heard that like the movie was super good and like these new actors did such a good job. I also heard that it was like really bad. So I kind of went in and I was like, oh, I don't know what to think. And I'm gonna be honest, and nobody hate me for this, but I have not seen the original Ghostbusters. Like I've seen parts of it, but I've never watched the movie like beginning to end ever. And I haven't seen the second one. Like, you know, I understood the concept and everything, but I never actually seen the original. So I went in and throughout this movie, like, I have to admit, like, this movie had me laughing so much. I was laughing, and, yeah. And some of it was, like, a little bit freaky. Like, that first scene when they were in that, like, museum, like, thing, or whatever it was, where, like, the guy was doing the tour. Like, when the door was, like, rattling and stuff, and when he got, like, attacked, I was like, whoa. And then, like, Kristen Wiig, how she, like, goes in and then she's like, okay, when they first go in and they see the first ghost and she like goes up to it and she's all like, you know, oh, like, what's your name, or whatever she's saying, I don't even know. And then like all of a sudden the ghost thing like turns evil. That I jumped because like it was just like standing there, so like, ah, and there's like, ah, and like, where did that come from? It freaked me out a little, but it was good. Let's see. I have to say, in terms of acting, Kristen Wiig, I haven't always been a super big fan of Kristen Wiig because I feel like she plays the exact same character in like every single thing that she does. Except for like when she does like the Saturday Night Live or whatever TV show thing where she does like a bunch of like skits. Yeah, I think it's Saturday Night Live. Where she does like a bunch of skits. Then she like has different things that she does. But in movies, you know, she's always kind of like this, almost like a worn out, kind of like odd character who's like trying to reach to somewhere where she can't really. And I feel like that's the same in Ghostbusters because, you know, all of a sudden like this like big blast from her past comes and she like loses her job, so she's literally like doing nothing and she's like, just kind of like taking along with this group, and it's like, oh, like, what are you doing? But I feel like her acting was pretty good in this movie. Did not appreciate, filmmakers, just so you know, did not appreciate that she was always after Chris Hemsworth, who's their, like hot, like, boy toy assistant guy. Like, I don't know, it just got, like, old after a while. Like, at first, you know, like, yeah, let's hire him, he's hot, like, ha, I understand, I got you, girl. But then, you know, like, when he was, like, dancing with one of the other Ghostbusters, and she, like, comes up and she's, like, trying to dance with him, it's like, please stop. No, like, he's obviously not into you, and he's super like terrible and stupid in this movie anyway, so why? So I don't know, that got old like really fast. I have to say that I did like that this kind of took it from where they originally started with Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig having their book, and then how that kind of pushed them into having like, oh, I got a low battery warning. Oops. Okay, so we're gonna have to hustle up on this video because my battery's gonna die soon. So, yeah, and then like how that kind of pushes them in, and they have all the technology and everything, and how like they keep like working on it, and oh god. Oh my god, what's her name? The like, the blonde one. God. Holtzman, yes, that's her name, Holtzman. She was so, like, okay, at first I wasn't really sure about her because she was just kind of, like, being weird, like, doing whatever. I was like, rude, like, what are you doing? And, like, she would say stuff that I'm like, did she just say that to her? Like, I was really surprised at a lot of stuff that she did. But I feel like she was kind of the glue that held their little unit together, because she just kind of, you know, kept things from blowing up with all the others and kind of kept them all in check when they started to dream off a little too big, I guess, you know, like, oh, we're gonna go catch some ghosts, and she's like, wait, oh, you need technology stuff that I can do. So I like that. Melissa McCarthy, okay, I love Melissa McCarthy, and I love all of the movies that she's in. They are so good, but she bothered me in this movie so much. Like, okay, because it starts off first, she, like, sells the book, and, like, she's not supposed to, and then she's mad at Kristen Wiig for getting mad at her, and it's just like, how rude of a friend can you be, like, and then she's like, oh, you abandoned me, you left me. It's like, sorry, she moved on with her life and tried to, like, make a living instead of working in, like, a sucky laboratory at a school that doesn't even know that you're a department there. Like, she's trying to move on, do bigger, better things with her life. So I feel like Melissa McCarthy's character was a little too, I don't know, not really spiteful, I guess, but just kind of like, just like butthurt about the whole situation. And honestly, okay, my favorite part with Melissa McCarthy was when she was like possessed. That sounds so bad. When she was like possessed, and then like I don't know, she's like walked around and she looked so different. She had like this super like confident look, and she was just kind of like doing whatever, and like I know it's because like the ghost guy was possessing her. And like when her head like rotated around and she's like, surprise, I was like, oh, it's about to get real. So I appreciated that. Yeah, in terms of like the way that this movie was put together, I really liked it, but I feel like there were a few parts that were a little bit slow, that I was just like, you know, sitting there, I'm like, okay, can we move on yet? And okay, so I'm gonna do my favorite things, and I'm gonna do my least favorite things about this movie. So my favorite things, I loved the chemistry between all 4 of the Ghostbusters girls. I felt like they all worked very nicely together, and you could just like feel their like friendship and bond when you were like watching it. You're just like, yeah, that's a group of girls who's, you know, they got their head on their shoulders, and they're, you know, they're gonna work this out because this is happening. I really, okay, the effects, like all of the ghosts, they looked so cool, and a lot of them looked very, very real, and I really appreciated that, because yeah, it just, I don't know, it looked so cool. I liked it. I'm gonna do one more favorite, and then I'll go into least favorite. I liked that, like, in the beginning, they were, like, a little bit, like, discredited, but then they, like, came back and, like, were like, hey, you're wrong, and, like, when they were at the, like, rock concert and got the ghost, and then, like, everyone was there, and they're all like, yeah, Ghostbusters! Like, that was just, like, a super cool moment for them. I mean, things, like, went downhill from there, and then it sucked more, but that moment right there, at that time in their lives, was really cool. And I'm gonna do least favorite things. Okay. My least favorite thing with this entire freaking movie was freaking Chris Hemsworth. He made me so mad the whole movie because he was just so stupid, and it was just, like, at first, you know, like, I laughed a little bit, and, like, the first couple of times that he did stupid stuff, it's like, oh, ha, you know, funny, hot assistant does stupid things because he's stupid, haha, good one, Hollywood, you're original. But then, like, it started just to get, I don't know, it was way overused. I felt like the producers were, like, beating me in the face with this terrible joke, and I'm like, no, it was just, I don't know, Chris freaking Hemsworth. I know usually it's like the hot, like, blonde assistant, you know, like, hot girl, big boobs, and who cares if she's smart because she's hot. And it was kind of like they did the same thing, but with a guy, and it just, no, just, that whole stereotype is stupid anyways. Like, even if it's like a woman, it's just stupid. And then it was worse because it was Chris Hemsworth, and I actually really like him, and he's Thor, and his brother is Gale, and I'm like, I'm never gonna be able to watch another Chris Hemsworth movie without picturing him as this freaking assistant. Rant over. I'm gonna do one more least favorite thing. I hated the end. Like the end, like the very, very ending was good, but how like there's the villain and they're like, woohoo, we defeated the villain because he killed himself, and then all of a sudden he like comes back. That is like the worst thing they could have done. Because I felt like, you know, the movie was already getting super long as it was, and then they decided to throw in that, and then this guy comes back and he wreaks more havoc, and it's like, oh my god, literally just got rid of you, please go away. I felt like they could have had like a much better ending, I guess, and maybe instead of him like killing himself and then thinking it was over, and then everyone thinking that they're crazy, and then having to go back and redo everything. I don't know. They could have just like skipped to the end where like ghosts take over the city and everything. Would have been like